Dan, you ready?
Good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun.
Hello, folks. Welcome to another edition of Firing Line Radio Show. This is Philip Naiman. I hope you're having a great day out there and wherever you are, but I hope that you're having an absolutely great day. You know, the last couple of shows I've had to do, we've focused on politics, on saving the Second Amendment and making sure we have the right people in office and what's going on politically nationwide. But today I want to focus on what I like to focus on, which is guns, gear, hunting, shooting, everything you want to spend your paycheck on. And so helping me with that today, I have from Legacy Arms, I have an old friend of mine, Andy McCormick. I knew him back in the Rahagi days, but he's now running Legacy Arms. And Legacy Arms is a brand that imports and creates and designs some fantastic firearm options. Today, we're going to be going through kind of their long range and hunting style firearms, and that's through the Howa brand, but Howa brand. I said it like I was Japanese. Howa brand. Anyway, joining me here, I have Andy. Andy, how are you doing this morning?
I'm great. Thanks for inviting me on the show. I appreciate it. And, yeah, I remember a lot of those Rahagi days and still miss a lot of that and reflect about, Mike Rahag and the family all the time,
He's got his memorial shoots coming up May 14th, I believe it is. We'll be there.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, I need to call Pat today. I think he tried to reach out to me and try and donate a firearm to him to raise funds and help all that stuff out.
That'd be awesome. So yeah, maybe we'll see you there. Anyway, Howa, okay? For those of you who don't know Howa, I don't know if it got its start, but it really came to fame building the Weatherby Vanguards for years and years. And that was the secret was your sub MOA Weatherby Vanguard was built by Howa, right? So Howa decided a few years back that, hey, we're kind of good at this. Maybe we should make our own rifles. And that's where you guys come in, right? Well, give us a little background on that, Andy.
Well, yeah, for years, Howa was producing actually rifles for Mossberg, Smith & Wesson, Inner Arms, who was a distributor back in the day in Virginia. So they made an Inner Arms X10 rifle that was very popular. There was very limited production. And then all the while they started to, in the 70s, they started to work with Weatherby, and the Weatherby Vanguard is the Howa 1500. And today, we put out the Howa 1500 barreled actions, and we build them here in Reno. We assemble them in the variety of different stock options that are out there, from chassis to hunting rifles, walnut, fiberglass, carbon, you name it. We have a ton of different options, and so we do all that here. And then we made a few changes a few years back with some of our triggers and safeties. We upgraded them. They're now a 2-stage match trigger. They're really phenomenal trigger out of the box, which inherently makes everybody a better shooter, whether you like it or not. And the safeties also went to a 3-stage safety, which is really nice, which locks down the bolt. And if you still want to unload it on safe, you can do so. So a great feature that should be on every actual hunting rifle, in my opinion, for safety and everything else.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't hear him.
We need to go back a little bit on that. So we're talking about, all right. So on the 3-position safety, I think is a great idea, because the Remington 7, I said it again. The Winchester Model 70 had that for years. And it was fantastic when you had a live round in the field, you put it on half safe, you could take it out of the chamber, and not a big deal. So it's congratulations on adding that to your rifle series.
It just makes practical sense.
It does, but again, practical sense and modern hunting rifle design don't always go hand in hand. right? You've
Right.
somebody's
Sometimes.
designing thing that's never been in the field, right? And so we
Right.
see a little bit of that every now and then. I'm going to share a screen to one of your newer offerings you've got here. So if you're watching this online, you should be able to see it. And we're looking right now at your super light. Now this seems like a home run for you guys. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, this is brand new for 2022, but it's not new in the sense of something we've been trying to achieve for a long time. The nirvana in the hunting world is to have a gun under 5 pounds if you can, and then by the time you add a scope and everything else to get it under 6 pounds, you really hit a home run. But the hardest part to do when you drive for that accomplishment is to be able to maintain accuracy and also affordability. So
And probably
we've been
three
lucky.
things. You've got accuracy, affordability, and repeatability, because sometimes if you've got a pencil thin barrel on there, you might have, I have seen in the past anyway, super pencil thin barrels not hold the groups over a series.
Right. And again, getting back to what the functionality and goal of this rifle is to get up the mountain, get after your quarry, take your shot you need, and then get back down the mountain. It's not meant to go up there and shoot, boxes of ammo on top of the hill. So I've always been an advocate of, let's make sure it's a realistic gun. But at the same time, we do want it to hold zero really well. We want it to hold a group really well, sub-MOA. All of our Howa rifles are lifetime warranty and sub-MOA guaranteed. So that's a great thing you get right out of the box, and assurance when you do get a Howa. But when we strive to put this thing into action, we realized that we had to come up with a new action to lose weight wherever we could to try and make this work, because we're reaching 4 pounds 7 ounces with this new Howa Superlight that is with a steel barrel, which is pretty amazing. We have a carbon fiber stock that's made for us by Stockies out of Florida that does a great job, and they have a nice AccuBlock system in there that really mates up extremely well with the large lug that we have for the front end of the action to fit in there solid, and no wiggle room or nothing, no slop. So you get inherently better accuracy out of that. So this is a 20-inch barrel, thread capped, ready to go for suppressor if you want. It comes with a one-piece rail ready to go, 0 MOA on the rail. But we've eliminated the size of the action. It's a new sized action for us. It's a reduced action. So it's in between our mini action and in between a short action, a true short action. So we reduce the size of that receiver, and that has added the ability to shave some weight off of it and really hit a home run coming in at what we wanted to at 4 pounds 7 ounces, and has been out for testing with a variety of writers already. We were just on the cover of Shooting Times magazine and got a rave review. And they actually tested this gun in the 308. It comes in a 6.5 Creedmoor and a 308 model to start initially this year. There'll be other calibers down the road, but with those two being really sought after the most in the market in the last couple of years, those two calibers for various reasons. 6.5 Creedmoor, I don't need to say much about that. It's still going strong. But 308 also is going strong because there's more 308 ammo available on the market as well for shooting. So it's kind of worked hand in hand, our reasons to go that route. But
Let's talk a little bit about this. Let's talk a little bit about this particular
Shooting
rifle.
Times was a 308. So you kind of wonder, oh God, how bad's the kick on a 308 on a 4 pound 7 ounce rifle? And that was one of the things they raved about in the editorial, was how low the recoil was.
So on that particular rifle, some of the things that are really great about it. Number one, you've got the AccuBlock inside, or I'm not sure exactly what their name for it is, but rigidity on your stock system is an absolute must. So you not only is it a carbon fiber, but you've got the aluminum inside that to give you that rigidity. You've got the steel barrel. Now, when you shorten the action, you can still use a full length, like a 308 with a 180 grain bullet in it, right? I mean, you didn't shorten the interior, limiting bullet length, OAL, did you?
No. Still your throat chamber and all that's still the same. So
Yeah,
you're still
so
good
if
there.
you're 6'5", you can still shoot a 156 grain out of it. You don't have to go down to 123 or so
Right.
that's you made the changes on the outside, not the inside. And again, that's
Correct.
proper planning for
Correct.
what you're trying to accomplish. That's 4.7 pounds. And you do have one in a longer action coming too, right?
There's talk of that, and we'll
on your
get down
website.
that road and we'll see. They are talking about it. They're talking about adding a carbon barrel to this thing and everything else. So, but it took so long to get to this stage. It really was important to get the initial ones out. I literally just got a request from probably 12 different feature writers on samples of this gun in the last week. Even Craig Boddington apparently has requested one for a trip that he's taking a hunt on. So there's been a bunch of great requests.
He's getting up there. So a 4-pound gun sounds probably pretty good for him.
I won't tell him that, but you can.
We love Craig.
Yeah,
Hey, folks,
the other cool thing on this rifle is that we've added a new flush detachable mag.
Awesome. Let's talk about that when we come back here. Folks, Philip Naiman, Firing Line Radio Show. We'll be right back with Andy McCormick from Legacy Arms after this. So 9:30 on this one, Dan?
Okay.
How far do we go over on that?
None.
Got lucky. Okay, so we've got this one. Your website does say it's 6.5 PRC too. So that's what I'd be
For the
interested in.
super light.
I think it is. Or maybe it's just your other, it might be the Carbon Elevate.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I would think it is.
pull that one up next. Yeah, the Carbon Elevate, but still that's like a 6.7 pound gun.
Right.
Yeah, 6.5 PRC. But for a long action and getting that added performance, that's
Yeah, the
super
one
light.
pictured is a mini action with a drop down mag. That's a mini action. So those are all mini actions that show them detachable mag coming down.
Okay.
The short action is flush floor plate and the long action is a flush floor plate. You can convert them if you want.
Got it. All right. So Dan, if you're ready.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my boomstick.
Hey folks, welcome back to Boomstick Radio. I'm here with Andy McCormick of Legacy Arms. We're talking about the Howa Rifle selection. They've got some awesome selections and great price points for unbelievable hunting rifles, long range rifles. You want to shoot PRS, you want a nice bolt action 223 or 6.5 Grendel or something of that nature. They've got some really good selections. And as we were talking about in our first section here, pretty well thought out ideas. If you're watching along at home or on our YouTube channel here, we've got one of his rifles up. This is called the Carbon Elevate. Again, it's another lightweight hunting option, but this one comes in a mini, a small, and a long action. Now, what are the differences on that? If you want an efficient 223 style or 6.5 Grendel, you're looking at a mini action. If you want your standard short action for the Creedmoor or 308 or 243 or whatever else that they decide to chamber it in. And then if you want the long action, which is really, I mean, if you want to make this into a nice hunting rifle, you have some great options for that too. Andy, why don't you tell us a little bit about this offering?
Yeah, this is an excellent option for a guy that's looking again for a lightweight hunting rifle, be it a big game rifle or a varmint rifle. The mini action, comes in the carbon Elevate with a carbon barrel and a carbon stock. You see that nice cryptic altitude camo on there, but underneath there, we've gone and we dip these in-house. We have our own Cerakote facility. It's $2 to $3 million worth of product inside our warehouse where we actually house our firearm inventory on one side of the building, and then when on the other side of the building is the Cerakote and dipping facility, Reno Cerakote. And so we have the advantage in-house to do these camo finishes on top of a carbon stock, which you don't see a whole lot of that.
No, you
A
don't.
lot of people just do the spot brush paint dots on top of carbon instead of dipping it. So we have come up with the ability to dip it, and then we web it with a black webbing, and then we clear coat it on top of that to seal it all in. And what that does is allows that raw carbon texture to go from a slippery when wet kind of thing and more of a hollow sound to a nice transition to something that's got texture and grip on it and functional and deadens some of the hollow sound as well. So we took that, put that in place, and then put our carbon barrel on it. And you've got a winning combination in a variety of weights, from lightest being the mini action on to short action to long action. And like you said, being able to accommodate a variety of calibers and goals that you want to achieve in the field for the range of shooting and the size of animal.
And, the other thing that's that we just talked about that is you're talking about the slipperiness. There are some plastic or polymer stocks out there. And, I had to go to Home Depot and buy some of that like skateboard tape, cut it into strips just so you can hang onto your gun in the field. So I have some of my older rifles have still got that skateboard tape on there, but to texture something, it's really important. So that's another well thought out feature. Now, we do have it online. If you're watching on the YouTube channel here, there's a picture of one. This is the Mini. The Mini has a detachable box magazine that extends below the action. For your other rifles, the short action, long action, you don't, but you have some options for that. And that's the next thing I want to talk to you about. As somebody who owns a few different brands of rifles, one of the great things about having a Remington 700 was you were able to find extra parts for it. Everybody made a stock for it. Everybody made aftermarket stuff for it. But one thing that they really didn't do, especially for long actions, was give you an affordable option for detachable box magazines. So if you don't have a Howa, but you have your old Remington 700 and you want to dress that sucker up, you have, and I really want to talk about the long action because this speaks to me personally. Tell us about what did you guys decide to do here, and what are your offerings for long action DBMs for Remington 700?
Well, you've got all your standard Magnum calibers that we have a selection of. We sell a ton of 300 Win Mag, 7mm mag, 30-06. Those are very popular within what we offer for the Remington 700 BDL bottoms, and it's available in 10 round, 5 round, and for the guy that either likes his traditional, floor plate, he can still hunt with that if he wants, but if he wants to go to the range in the summer and throw some rounds down range as well, he can. It's literally 3-minute conversion to put the trigger guard system on there with our mag that fits in there like a nice glove, and they perform excellent, and without having to pay $300 to $400 for a conversion kit and have to buy a separate stock and everything else to mate up with it. This is a good route to go for anyone looking for that.
So, that's the whole thing. There are companies out there that do make them, and they are $300 to $400 for the steel. And this bolt off, bolt on, you don't have to buy a new stock. You don't have to have a gunsmith because it's oversized. It bolts right in there. And to have a 10 round, think about this, a 10 round magazine for long action is a game changer. If you wanted to shoot something like what I do, I have a 6.5 284. Well, in a PRS match, that's really handicaps me because the detachable box magazine system that I had, I'm getting this new one. The detachable box magazine that I had only held a 5 round magazine for 30-06 size, but because I'm shooting a 6.5 284, the cartridge itself has a little bit bigger diameter than your standard 25-06, 270, so forth. So it only held 4 rounds. And if you're trying to shoot a PRS match with a 4-round magazine, it's, you're already handicapped enough if you're me. And then you go ahead and do that. It's not helping you at all. So to have a 10-round long action magazine is a game changer. And you can add this to your existing rifle. So that's another way to figure it out. You go to legacysports.com. They've got them there. Apparently there's 54 in stock. So you have an opportunity there to dress it up. And of course, if you want to do your short action, you can do that too. So you're getting this comes with the, what's the kit or the floor plate and the magazine? What does it totally run?
Yeah, it's like $100, $99, right around there. For
Everything's
a
$100,
magazine
folks. It's $100.
and change out.
So
Yeah.
check that out. You've got a lot of different options here. If you want to dress up what you already have while you're waiting to get your new bolt action rifle. So we talked
Yeah,
about
and those also fit, the Howells obviously, and Weatherby Vanguards as well.
Right. Thanks. So then you've got some great great lightweight, solid hunting offerings, but then you've stepped into the, I don't know what I call it, tactical market or not tactical target market, PRS, long range shooting. You stepped it up with a couple of your offerings there. So why don't you tell us a little bit about one of those?
Well, the one you have pictured here on screen, the Howell flag chassis, has been a shining star in the lineup for the last 5 years. It was something that we kind of came up with off the cuff because we had some extra barreled action to do something with. And one of the guys was experimenting out in the warehouse in the Saratoga area with the flag theme. And man, this thing took off like wildfire, like none of us ever expected. And mostly in a 6.5 Creedmoor platform and a 24-inch barrel threaded, and also in the 308 caliber, extremely popular too. And then it was funny because we do it in two different styles, the pattern you see there, and then a grayscale flag as well. And then there's black, just straight black. And a lot of the buyers across the country were very hesitant to go. There's the grayscale one there. We're hesitant to do some of this stuff with the red, white, and blue. I think they thought it was too gaudy or something they wouldn't buy themselves or something. Anyway, when it went on the cover of Guns and Ammo in July, it was Katie barred the door. I mean, the next day the phone went off the hook and we were selling these like crazy. And to this day, it's probably one of the most back ordered items we have, is trying to keep up with this stuff with barreled actions. And then, with supply chain issues here the last year or so, it's been a nightmare to try and keep all the components you see on that gun as a complete gun, how it comes with the scope, the rings, the bases, the grip, the Hog Grip on there, the Luth buttstock,
Yep.
the bipod.
Let's talk about
all
those
that.
features. Andy, let's talk about those features when we come back here, folks. Philip Naiman, firinglineradio.com for the podcast. We'll be right back after this.
Yeah, it's crazy how popular this gun is, Phil.
Well, no, you've got some great features on that. Now,
I mean, the guy's out of the box has got a 1,000-yard gun out of the box as you see it. He's ready to go.
is that the Nico Sterling optic?
Yeah, it's got a 4-16-50 on there, 30 millimeter diamond long range scope. It's extremely adequate for guys that are looking to do that 1,000-yard stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not that hard to be on target.
On your pistol grip, is
That's a Hog Grip. Yeah.
But is it designed to take like an AR-15 grip on that?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, we'll talk about that too. Whenever you're ready, Dan.
Spartans, lay down your weapons.
Need a Moulin Labe theme.
Come and get them.
Hey folks, welcome back to Firing Line Radio Show. This is Philip Naiman here. I'm here with Andy McCormick of Legacy Arms. Legacy are the producers of some amazing rifles here through Howa, put together in Reno, Nevada. And we're talking about one of their options, which is if you walked into a store and said, hey, I want to walk out of here with the opportunity to be able to hit targets at extended ranges, and here's my price point, and here's what I want to do. Oh, by the way, Andy, realize that some guys, they stumble onto the show, or maybe they finally get their wife to allow them to listen to the show while they're driving around. We don't want to cause any divorces. Okay. So everything costs about $100, right? Your mileage may vary, but this has got a very good price point, somewhere around $100 or so. But yeah, we're not going to get anybody divorced. But let's talk about some of the features that you put together with this. So you've got a detachable box magazine, which is standard for any type of shooting that you really want to do like this. Is this collapsible buttstock?
That's it's actually adjustable up and down on the cheek piece there.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as it's not hinged, right?
Right. No,
Okay.
it's not.
So you've got a
hinged.
solid buttstock. A lot of times, some of the hinged ones have a little wiggle in them, and
Right.
so that eliminates that, but it's fully adjustable. And what you really want to have adjustability on a rifle like this, because everybody's head is different. Sometimes
Yes.
I'll ask a guy, hey, would you like to try my rifle? They get down, they can't get behind the scope on my rifle because of where my cheek, I have them fitted for my head. And it's an important thing that you're able to elevate your cheek. So when you're looking through one of these scopes, that's, 4 times power, 4 to 16, I think is what you have on here or more. You've got a very small area. Your eye has to be to make sure you don't induce any parallax in your shots, and it has to be fitted. So that's why when you see a gun like this that doesn't have an adjustable cheek piece, realize you're going to have to go out of pocket to put one on. You also have a link to pull adjustment on here, from what I can see. Is that correct?
Yes. That is correct. And
You want go ahead.
yeah, you're absolutely right. You want to try and get that, the magic sweet spot of your eye relief between your scope and yourself, and your comfortable position on the stock with your cheek. That's so important in shooting that it probably doesn't get talked about enough. But in the average, perfect eye relief is right around that 4-inch mark. Is what you need to be precise. And if you're not in a good lineup for shooting, with your cheek up and looking into that scope without any kind of interference on right or left in your field of view, it's extremely important to be on target much better. And this allows you to do that. And then you also have guys that if you're shooting extreme long range, they need to have the ability to go up and down as well, because they'll be using maybe a 0 MOA one-piece base, and then they go to a 20 MOA base. So they've got to have that ability to come up as they try to reach out further for their targets, which a lot of guys like to do these days. So that this allows you to do that. And then you've got the Hog Grip that's nice and comfortable. You've got the nice smooth action.
Let's talk about the Hog Grip, because this is something that caught my eye. So it's over molded. It's that nice feel that you get from any of the Hog Grips. Hog's a great company for that. But I asked you about this at the break. I think it's very smart what you did, that this grip can be replaced with an AR-15 style adapter. So if you have a favorite grip, or say a 1911 style or something like that, that you have on your ARs and you really like that feeling, it's one bolt and you can put whatever you want on there. So again, the advantage of having a chassis is you can take on and off what you want. You can put your own, put an Accutech bipod on there. And so you have the ability to modify whatever you want with minimal cost and minimal trouble. So I think that the fact that you made that the same style as an AR-15, again, you've actually maybe been doing this a while, because again, it shows somebody's thought through the process, as opposed to, what we see in a lot of offerings. Everybody wants to be proprietary. My magazines, it's $250. Well, we don't want your magazines. Everybody's got to play nice. So I think you've got some good offerings here. This comes in black, comes in American flag. Online, if you're looking on our YouTube channel, you can see it's in a gray and white pattern of the American flag, which I think is really cool. So it's
and then
patriotic, but not flamboyant, which I like.
Right, exactly. And that's all Cerakoted on there too. So
nice.
That's not just painted on there. That's actually Cerakoted on that APC chassis. And then it's topped with a 4 to 16 by 50, 30 millimeter Nico diamond long range scope, which is more than adequate for functioning out to, long range shooting for guys. And obviously there's guys that will upgrade to, their more higher end scopes if they want to, for more detailed long range work. And then on top of that, that nice forend is also got tons of places for adapters, for M-LOK adapters. You can put a light on there for varmint hunting. There's a variety of different stuff you can do. And then it comes with a Nico Sterling bipod as well. So this thing is really ready to go out of the box.
Oh, that's a Nico Sterling bipod?
Yep.
You're making your own?
Yeah,
Nice.
we've been doing those for quite a long time and working on some new ones coming out here, hopefully mid-year. that
Well, I
you'll
got an
see that
idea
are-
for you, so let me know.
Okay.
Okay, it comes in 6.5 Creedmoor or 308. Creedmoor's 1 and 8
Yep.
twist barrel. That's awesome. The adjustability on the length of pull is 12 to 15 inches, so that'll fit basically everybody.
We actually get a lot of people buy the Creedmoor and they shoot, the whole family shoots the same gun because of the
Yeah.
adjustment ability, which makes it kind of neat.
Yeah, there's another way to save some money. That's awesome. So again, that's called the what's your brand on that
American
one?
flag chassis, Howa American flag chassis.
Just American flag chassis. Very good. Okay. So we got a couple more offerings here they want to talk about. The carbon stalker. Let's go with your HS Precision Carbon.
Yeah, really nice setup. We do a lot of cross work with HS Precision. They're a phenomenal company out of South Dakota. If you ever get a chance and going through South Dakota, I highly recommend you stop in and say hi to these guys, and they'll give you a tour of the place. I mean, these guys are top notch. They make everything they build and produce. They make their own tools, their machinery. I mean, they have their act together. They make high quality stuff. So it was a natural fit for us to take a Howell barreled action and drop it into an HS Precision and be able to offer a great value firearm with, again, focusing on accuracy and lightweight realm for a hunting guy. And this is really a badass offering here in the Elevate Carbon Howa with an HS Precision stock that we dip in-house. Again, HS Precision had never had anybody dip one of their stocks before. They always come with you'll see they're down on the left side where it's either a gray or a tan or green with a black webbing on.
Right.
And that's where I got the idea for the black webbing on some of our other carbon stuff, was the great texture you got from them. So we get their stocks already webbed and then we dip them, and man, it's a great matchup. And again, they have a nice setup where they drop in, extremely nice, tight fit. So there's no wiggle room. There's actually a centering adjustment screw that they came out with a couple of years ago that allows you to center that barreled action perfectly when it sits in there and mates up the lugging system they have. And again, a aluminum bed system in theirs, solid, rigid, just fiberglass, carbon fiber mix of what they make their stocks with. Just really, really good quality stuff. Can't say enough about the HS Precision Howa makeups.
No, they're a great company, and your complete rifle here is about half the price of one of theirs. So here you get all the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who makes your
we,
barrels,
and that-
Andy?
Excuse me?
Who makes your barrels?
Those are Howa barrels, and then they're wrapped by Howa.
Okay. And is
Yeah,
that a
so
threaded
that was-
cap on this one also?
Yeah, that's also all our barreled actions are threaded these days.
That's super
We've
smart.
made the complete conversion all the way over. It took a while to convince everybody, but we got it done.
No, you did a great thing, because here's what happens is a guy gets a nice lightweight rifle. It doesn't have a threaded barrel on it. And he's putting in a full size hunting load. And all of a sudden he realizes maybe there was a reason I shot a 10-pound rifle before, because this little 4-pounder's got a lot of recoil on there. Right. So then he takes it down to the gunsmith and he has to have it cut on the end for a muzzle brake, and that's more money, more time. You're not shooting your rifle. So to come already thought out, I think it's a great idea. Everybody should be doing that, but I'm glad that you guys are. So this also comes in a long action in the 6.5 PRC, which is a pretty interesting cartridge. You do have it with a barrel twist of 1 and 8, which again, you'd want at least a 1 and 8 in any 6.5 that you're shooting. What does it weigh in the long action?
In the long action, you're probably looking at this gun is right around a little over 10 pounds.
Okay, which is a standard hunting rifle. Very good.
Right.
Folks, this is Philip Naiman, Firing Line Radio Show. Check us out at our podcast at firinglineradio.com. You can see all of these fantastic things to drool on at legacysports.com. Say hi to Andy when you're there, and we'll be right back after this.
Yeah, the HS guys are top notch, man. I love working with them. They really,
They're
really-
amazing, but they are the ones who I was talking about with their proprietary magazines.
Yeah, they're making a mini action stock for us right now, actually.
Oh, nice. I've got,
Yeah.
I picked up one of theirs on an auction, the gun shoots like a house of fire, but it's an older version. They don't make the magazines for that anymore.
Right.
I have to buy a whole new bottom mount, and it's like, oh wow. If the gun didn't shoot so good, I wouldn't put up with that. But they make
Yeah.
quality stuff.
Yeah. Last time I was in their booth at one of the shows, Don Trump Jr. came in. He shoots their rifles. He loves them. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yep. All right, so let's pick up the Oryx here. We'll go with the Oryx, and we'll go with your mini action. Oh, how's your 22 offering? I saw we had that too.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Your 22. Do you have a 22 bolt action or just the?
Yeah, we have a
Phenomenal.
Howa M1100 rim fires. We do in a 22 LR, 22 Win Mag, and 17 HMR.
Well, 22 Win Mag is one of my favorites. 17 HMR is a great one too. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, I become a fan of the 17 HMR. I really didn't shoot it much, but on a prairie dog shoot last year, I shot a lot of prairie dogs with the 17 HMR.
Yeah, you're
in a
getting
stiff
200,
wind.
250 yard shots with it.
Yeah, I was shooting 200 yards in a hard wind and knocking them down, man. It was fun to shoot.
Yep. And that's, do you have that in a bolt action or just in the rimfire area?
Yeah, we do that in bolt action, correct.
Okay.
We have some other rim fires we do in the Citadel
Well, there
line.
it is. It looked like a semi for whatever reason. Nice.
Yeah.
And who makes this stock?
That's HTI makes that stock for us. They're out of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Just a solid
It's just
polymer.
just a synthetic stock, that we can either dip or, it's either black or OD green options. And then we do, the other one is the camo, the Obscura, Cryptic Obscura pattern as well. But we could do any pattern, with
We
enough
could do
demand.
We are Howa.
Special makeup stuff. We do a lot of special makeup stuff. We do a lot of other guns for other people, from Daniel Defense to Sig Arms to Browning, Fierce rifles.
Nice. You are
We do a
recording
lot of
here,
their stuff.
so don't
Yeah.
say anything proprietary. Okay, this is awesome. Let's go from here. I want to talk about your Oryx because that's an awesome rifle. Oh, American flag chassis. There you go. Oryx and your 22 and rimfire offerings. This is our last segment. So I don't know, do you guys give out discount codes or anything like that?
On occasion, we do. They do some QR code stuff for the mag kit stuff.
Okay, I don't know if you want to announce any of that, let me know because we only have our last segment to go here.
Okay.
All right, Dan, let's go.
Yes. Great hunter. Yes.
Jeremiah
Fine figure
Johnson.
of a man. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
That is all you need to know for now.
Hey folks, Philip Naiman, welcome back to Firing Line Radio Show. Here with me, I have Andy McCormick of Legacy Arms. They are importers and manufacturers of some fantastic stuff, not just Howa, but we're focusing on that today because, well, it's my show and I like talking about long range shooting. And so that's where we're at. I love hunting. I love long range shooting. I love the science behind it. I love well thought out products. And that's what we're talking about today. So, we've gone through many other sessions. If you haven't heard the whole show, go to our podcast at firinglineradio.com. You can get that. If you want to watch some of the stuff, I'm doing a little screen sharing so you can see what we're talking about. That's on our YouTube channel under Firing Line Radio. And there we go. I hope you're all having a great day today. Andy, let's bring this home. We've got two things here I want to finish the show off with. One of them is the Oryx. Now that's a fantastic chassis rifle that you've got with another great price point. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, the Oryx is something that was developed specifically for us, branded for us with the Howa Rifle, as well as we offer it for some other applications and manufacturers of their rifles, Savage, Ruger, Tikka. We offer those as well as accessories that we sell. But the main focus was for us to drop the Howa 1500 actions in both short action, mini action, long action into these MDT made Oryx stocks that are just a phenomenal instant upgrade, if you will, taking a standard hunting rifle and dropping it into a really nice rigid chassis platform that just, again, no wiggle room, no slop, which inherently gives you just a better, more accurate rifle downrange. It's a really well-made product. And then we have some other new stuff we're working on that we'll probably hopefully see mid-year with the MDT crew on some other neat stocks that are, I think, going to really light the world up. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I can't say enough. Again, like HS Precision, the MDT guys, they know their stuff, and they're really well embedded into the long range precision rifle crowd.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they make great stuff. It is solid. I mean, everybody's running MDTs all over the place. But again, it's another well thought out design. And this takes if you have a Howell rifle of any kind, you can actually get this chassis put in there, or you can get it as a complete rifle, correct?
Correct.
Very nice. And short action only, or short action, long action, mini?
We do mini action, short action, and long action.
Yeah, see? Those long action guys are going to finally get some love. That's a fantastic thing. So when you get your offerings in the whole rifle are 6.5 PRC and 300 PRC. Now you're talking, these are the calibers I like. I like the big stuff because it's performance driven. If you want to go elk hunting, I'd rather see you have a 300 PRC than a short action anything. Okay. Yes, they can work. But anyway, I would rather see a bigger cartridge. That 300 PRC, it'll outperform a 300 Win Mag. But it's very efficient. And what's nice about them is they've come with a faster twist barrel. So you have different options. When it's chambered for a 300 PRC, the lead area inside the chamber is a little bit longer because they've designed it to accept 190 grain bullets, 220 grain bullets. And so it gives you many more options. Some of the SAMI specs under the 300 Win Mag limit you because unless you've had the gun rechambered by a quality smith like Jim Gruning, you're kind of stuck with your overall length of your bullets. So there's some different things here. The 300 ballistic wise, it's very, very close, but because the design again was more thought out, it is a little bit better as far as your options you have shooting downrange. And the 6.5 PRC, it's great. That's perfect.
Oh, I think you're going to see a lot of people wake up to the 6.5 PRC. The demand is there. It's just with our recent times with the lack of ammunition has really hindered some of those advancements, I think, of the PRC out in the field. But once ammo catches up to the world, the 6.5 PRC is the gun you would buy if you already had a 6.5 Creedmoor, then you would probably buy next to the 300 PRC. But if you don't have a 6.5 Creedmoor, the first gun you'd buy would be the 6.5 PRC, quite honestly, because of what it can additionally do downrange.
Exactly. So before that came out, I looked at them both, not the 6.5 PRC, it hadn't been out yet, but I got the 6.5 284. I mean, it's the same performance level on that. But yeah, that's where you'd want to be. If you don't have a Creedmoor, you'd want to be at least there. And if you're in hog heaven, then you go to 6.5 300 Weatherby or 6.5 STW, just to be different.
Yeah. Well, we're looking to put those PRCs to work with, like Jim Matthews, I was telling you, we just relaunched the California Hog Hunter newsletter digitally, and we're going to be doing a bunch of pig ballistics with PRCs, which will be a lot of fun.
Need some help?
We should get you out there with us.
I'll work it. I will work it. That sounds awesome.
Okay.
I want to talk about one other thing, because a lot of guys, again, you're talking about the ammunition issue. We love to shoot. Well, shooting can be expensive. And if you're shooting like the big higher stuff and you want to practice long range, there's a way to actually learn long range shooting without the high end cost of everything, as far as learning the doping your wind, trigger control, sight picture. Maybe you're practicing off of obstacles, but you don't have to shoot the big stuff all the time. And there's even a lot of PRS matches now that are 22, NR22 or whatever it is. There's a whole series of people shooting 22s and rimfires at the PRS matches. Obviously, it's shorter distances, smaller targets, but a precision 22 long rifle can be such a game changer. It's not just like you've got the old Glencoe out there and you're trying to shoot these 40 grain Remington Thunderbolts, and who knows where they're going after 80 yards, but you've picked it up on this. So tell us about your 22 offering.
Well, the rimfire line has been something we were chasing for a few years, then finally got into the lineup here the last couple of years, both in a 22 LR, 22 Win Mag, and 17 HMR in bolt versions. Again, these are all threaded as well. And they come in as a couple different options or stocks. There's a synthetic stock made by HTI that's OD green or black. And then we obviously can dip them in various camos as well here in house. Right now, we're running them in a Cryptic Obscura transitional camo. And then there's also a Woodstock version too, that's popular for the traditional guys that really, really like to stick with the wood stuff too. So there's a lot of different options there. And then they come with a detachable mag, 10 round detachable mag on the 22 LRs, and then 5 round on the 22 Win Mags. So yeah, it's a fun little gun. And as I travel the country and I always look at ammunition departments in the stores these days, it seems like rimfire is one of the ones that's come back and still available out there in a variety of different offerings, up and down the scale of price, but they're still there, which is nice. So plinking time is upon us. Summertime is when, people are out camping with the kids and the families and shooting cans, and plinking is still something great to do. And like you mentioned, trigger time is priceless. It's good to have a new shooter start out in this platform and then work their way up in trigger control and being comfortable shooting in general. This is a great place to start for sure.
If you're watching on the YouTube channel and see the video, folks, if you look behind me, there's a bolt action rifle on the wall. So you talk about the cost of ammunition. I went and bought this Macmillan airsoft rifle. The one thing, everybody shut down the matches, so there weren't any matches going on. That irritated me, but I wanted to keep shooting. So I actually went on Amazon. I bought a bunch of little small deer and moose plastic ones. I set them up 25 yards away and practiced in my garage, knocking them off the fence. But it's trigger time. It's low expense, low noise. I don't have to go anywhere for that. And the same thing here. Your 22 long rifle, 22 mag. 22 mag, I think, is a great cartridge. I can't tell you how much. Boy, if they had that in a revolver, it would be a great even defense gun for ladies, way better than a 22 long rifle. And the 17, yep. The 17 doesn't get a lot of respect, but that is a potent little round.
Yes, it is. Like I said, we had it out in South Dakota on a prairie dog shoot, and we had a variety of rifles guys could shoot, from 6.5 Grendel, 6.5 Creedmoor, 223, 22 250, and then we had 17 HMR way down at the other end. And it seemed like a lot of people gravitated that gun for close range prairie dogs that were in that, out to 200 yards and in. That was their favorite gun to go to, that 17 HMR that was bucking a stiff wind at 200 yards and was knocking them down. I mean, it was fun to shoot, low recoil, on target, no muzzle jump. All that was really, really good.
Yeah. And what did you do with the triggers on these?
These triggers are, just standard triggers. They're not match triggers by any means, but I mean, they're still very, very nice, clean and crisp is what you're looking for. A nice break, just clean and crisp.
Very good. Nice, safe gun. Well, folks, I want to thank my guest here, Andy McCormick. Andy McCormick, Legacy Arms. You can find it at legacysports.com. We just went through almost the entire Howell line, but great options for hunting, lightweight hunting, long range, PRS, rim fire, and again, each one we've gone through has been very well thought out. So my hat is off to you, literally, on doing that. Andy, anything last you want to say?
Oh, thanks for the time, and enjoyed talking about the product with you. And I hope we get together soon and talk about, some of the other stuff we offer in the lineup with Legacy Sports. And again, invite is out there for you to get on a hog hunt with us with Jim and I.
Now you're not going to get rid of me. All right, folks. Thank you. Everybody have a great weekend. God bless.
Take care.
All right. So we're clear on that. Thanks for the invite.
You bet. Yeah. Give Jim a ring. You can probably get him on your show and talk about the newsletter. And we teamed up with, like I said, Turner's and Hornady. So it's a pretty good relationship. And we're working with a bunch of different outfitters to put stuff together for field testing product as well, for content in the social format of it, which would be really cool. Jim and I were just talking this morning about coming up with a special pig rifle, a PRC pig rifle, a Howa makeup, kind of thing, which would be cool to test out and do some content on.
Maybe using the Hornady GMX.
Yep. Yeah, well, yeah, there's not too many options except that, or the CX or whatever they got, also available now too,
Very
for
good.
California
Good
shooting.
bowl. Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, hey, thank you. I hope you're doing well. Hey, put your camera
Yeah,
up. Let's see that. Let's see that mule deer in the corner.
Oh, okay. There's the one in the corner. He's
That's a
pretty
nice
good
one.
Yeah, he's a booner. He's 192.
Very nice.
And then
Where'd you
there's
get him?
another one there. Another one there in the middle I killed. That's a Nevada one. It's pretty good. And then
Yeah,
there's
you're a
another
Nevada
one.
resident now, so that's like cheating.
Oh, you still got to get the tags. It's
The
not
rest of
that
us just
easy.
throw money at the
You got a
state
better
here.
chance of getting tags than me sometimes. I mean, it's crazy.
It's like, look,
You should
here's
put in,
200
if you're not
bucks.
putting
tell me
in-
no.
If
I
you're not
got
putting
better
in
odds
for
going to
Nevada, you
Vegas.
should be putting in.
Try and get a Nevada deer tag. It's like, hi, here's $200. Just tell me no. Okay, thanks. Don't make me wait. Just tell me no now.
Yeah, just buy preference points, build them up, that's what I do. It's inexpensive to build points, and then
It's
go from
getting
there.
expensive.
But I'd still put in for, like, we have Silver State Dream tags and stuff. My buddy drew a tag, lives down in Riverside. He bought a dream tag and he got the only tag, which is like a governor's tag for antelope last year. And he called me up and he had a chance to kill a Boone and Crockett one twice and he totally miffed it. And it's, but he had the only tag out of the whole state of Nevada or anywhere. There's one tag and he got it first try in Southern Cali.
I hate him.
And I have a friend, yeah, Gary Paprocki. He's even in the industry. I think he reps Tika. He was shooting a Tika. He missed.
Well, that's why
a
he
Boone
missed,
and Crockett.
probably. Right? I'm sure it's what it was.
Yeah. That's what I blamed it on.
All right, man. Hey, have a great day. God bless.
You take care, Phil.
Bye-bye.